Oh, his name is Jalen Ramsey. He joins a list of growing athletes to have demanded a trade, and guess what? They later received their wish. Tuesday, the Jags sent Ramsey to the Rams for first-round draft picks in 2020 and 2021 and a fourth-rounder in 2021. The tension with the team and Ramsey started before the season began. You may remember he wanted a new deal. Well, the rest is now history. Here's our Adam Schefter with more on Ramsey and other trade news.
NFL teams must have missed the memo that the NFL trade deadline is Tuesday, October 29th, not Tuesday, October 15th, because there were 3 trades involving the Los Angeles Rams on Tuesday. One sending Marcus Peters to Baltimore, one sending Austin Corbett, the offensive lineman, to Los Angeles, and the big one of all, Jalen Ramsey, who was always determined to force his way out of Jacksonville. His back was acting up. A prediction: his back will not be on the injury report this week, and he'll be ready to play against the Atlanta Falcons in his Rams debut on Sunday. Jalen Ramsey intended to never play for Jacksonville again, and once the Rams put Talib on IR and traded Marcus Peters to Baltimore, it paved the way for them to make the deal with 2 first-round draft picks and a 4th-round pick going to Jacksonville in return for one of the top cornerbacks in the game. The Rams get another star, and he's expected to be healthy enough to play on Sunday. Who would have guessed that?
I agree with that prediction, Adam. Thanks for that. Now the Rams have shook up their secondary after getting torched through the air through 6 games, allowing the second worst total QBR and the second most yards per attempt over the last 3 games. As mentioned, the Rams will be without their first-round pick for 5 straight years. The last time the Rams made their own first-round pick was in 2016. They got this guy named Jared Goff. You may have heard it for him. Ramsey becomes the second non-special teamer in NFL history to make first-team All-Pro and then play for another team before turning 25. The other was our former colleague, Jerome Bettis, who was dealt from the Rams to the Steelers. There's a connection there. So, just in case you haven't heard, that wasn't the only deal done on Tuesday. Before that, they, being the Rams, shipped 2-time Pro Bowler Marcus Peters to the Ravens for linebacker Kenny Young and a 2020 5th-round pick. They also acquired Browns lineman Austin Corbett for an undisclosed 2021 draft pick. So what does that all mean? We got a guy here by the name of Marcus Spears. He is our analyst. He's going to break it down. So Spears will break all of this down. I need to know if you think right away Jalen Ramsey is somebody that immediately changes their roster and makes a huge impact.
No doubt. No doubt. A top cornerback in this prime. First of all, understand the context. This does not happen in the NFL where you get a guy in this prime with the talent level that Jalen Ramsey has on a trade to a team that has a young budding star as well. Well, we can't even call Aaron Donald Button anymore. He's a legit superstar. He creates a lot for Wade Phillips in this defense. He immediately makes this team better. And I know everybody is out on this offense. The offensive line is struggling. Jared Goff. Jalen Ramsey will steal you a possession or 2 a game. He'll get your offense the ball back and in turn create more opportunities for a struggling offense to have some success. So with that being said, like just the sheer fact that you get a man corner who you can say, take this side of the field and shut it down and let us deal with the rest, and then Aaron Donald up front rushing.
All right, so that Super Bowl pick, I heard you say that earlier. They're not going to the Super Bowl, but they feel better.
A lot better.
All right, let's talk about Jacksonville. How'd they make out in this deal?
We don't know yet, Carrie. Because, look, we get enamored with these draft picks, right? We saw John Gruden and the Oakland Raiders do it. We see Miami doing it. You don't know if you're going to hit. Jalen Ramsey is a known commodity. We know Jalen Ramsey is a dominant cornerback in the NFL. Now you got to figure out if these picks that you labored this into are going to be good players in the same vein. And maybe not, but the potential, the growth, fans love the fact that when you have first-round draft picks, certain guys come through college that are not misses, like Jalen was when he came out of college. So possibly, but we don't know. We know Jalen Ramsey's good, though.
Okay, so we don't know. Still to be determined. Marcus Spears,
blow it up.
Thank you, my friend.
I can't believe you're here.
I know.
I'm still freaking out.
Guess what else you can't believe? Los Angeles has lost 3 straight games for the first time under Sean McVay. Acquiring Ramsey would help change their season's trajectory. Our friends over at Caesars, they think so as well. Their odds went for the title shift from 50-1. That's tied with the Colts for the 15th shortest in the league. So, not bad. David?
All right, Carrie, to baseball. The Nationals started as the Expos a half-century ago. That franchise had never reached a World Series, so you can hardly blame them for being in a hurry to get there. DC had the Caps win the Cup in 2018. The Mystics just won the WNBA title. There's Elena Deladon throwing out the first pitch. And now the Nats are in line. Dakota Hudson, the rookie, got the ball. His night wouldn't last long. Juan Soto Pretty good player for a 20-year-old. Makes it 2-0. Hudson's thrown 7 pitches, and Adam Wainwright is already up. And then Ryan Zimmerman hits a shot to third. Great play by Tommy Edman, but Colton Wong drops the ball at second base. Bases are loaded. The defensive miscues would continue. Next batter, Victor Robles. 3 Cardinals converge, but none of them sticks his glove out. The ball just drops right there. Soto comes in to score. Watch it again. Wong and Jose Martinez. Wong had a tough inning. Nationals up 3-0. Bases still loaded. Yan Gomes through the left side. Zimmerman's fired up. Nationals up 5-0. Their adopted mascot, the baby shark, chomping away. Wainwright has to come in after Hudson goes just 15 pitches, and then Trey Turner greets him with this shot into left. Remember, the Cardinals scored 10 in the first against the Braves in Game 5? Well, they're on the other side of a bad first inning here. 7-0 in the first. They are chomping away. The Nationals celebrating that lead. Dakota Hudson managed just 1 out. Patrick Corbin mowing them down. The first pitcher to strike out 10 over the first 4 innings of a postseason game. Cardinals hit 130 in this series. Worst ever in a best of 7. Although they would make it tight. In the 8th inning, it's 7-4 with 2 on. Nationals have a closet full of postseason demons. You see the fans. And then Daniel Hudson walks Paul DeJong. Bases loaded. You seeing this? Matt Carpenter steps in. Hits one right to Brian Dozier, who bobbles it, but recovers. And exhale. The Nationals survive the inning. You okay, Davey? Yeah, he's all right. 9th inning, 2 outs. Hudson looking to close this down. Missed Game 1 for the birth of his 3rd child. He delivers in Game 4. Gets Edman to fly out. Victor Robles squeezes it. Nationals win 7-4. The only franchise in business in 1969 that had never reached a World Series. You can check that one off the list. Davey Martinez kissing the trophy. Max Scherzer overcome with emotion. Splash the champagne. The Nats are going to the World Series.
It's indescribable, man. This is everything you play for. But I just know we got more work in front of us, but we're going to enjoy this one tonight.
I don't know, man. What hasn't gone on? I really don't know. It's been an absolutely wild year. This team never gave up. We never gave up on ourselves. We always believed. A lot of people counted us out in May. And, oh, my gosh. This is crazy.
One of my favorite parts of the baseball postseason, seeing the joy on adults' faces winning a baseball game. We got our MLB insider, Tim Kirchin, with us. Maybe in years past, the Nationals crumble in that 8th inning. You just sort of had the sense they closed the door. Now they're going to the World Series. Put it in perspective for us, Tim.
Well, they haven't played a World Series game in Washington, D.C. since 1933. They haven't won the World Series since 1924. Along the way, Washington lost a baseball team not once but twice, and it was a really bad team when it was there. Then it goes away for 34 years and comes back as the Nationals. And when they do make the playoffs, they have these 3 excruciatingly difficult losses in Game 5s. And now they've gotten through all of that, and now they're the ones that are making these remarkable comebacks. Now they're the team that you have to look at and say maybe destiny is on their side this time instead of working against them. It's a great story. It's where I live. It's where I grew up. And baseball in Washington is relevant again, and that's so, so good.
All right, trying to end a championship drought. We saw Joe Madden and the Cubs championship drought a few years ago. Today, he's been hired by the Angels as their new manager. Tell us what you make out of that move.
Well, it's a great move for the Angels. They're not that far away, I don't believe, from being a contending team again. And this guy right here makes a difference, David. He comes in, he changes the culture. He's an old soul. He's a great teacher. And he's got a lot of work to do there because I believe they've gone a little bit too far in the direction of sabermetrics and have lost touch with where they are. But they have the best player in the game. But if they're going to contend anytime soon, sorry, they got to go get Garrett Cole. Southern California guy, pitched at UCLA. He would be perfect to build their pitching staff around. It's going to cost $250 million. But if they're serious about being good again, that's where it has to start.
All right, Garrett Cole just won Game 3 of the ALCS. Game 4, by the way, has been rained out. That's become official. We're going to bring Tim back to talk about the ramifications of the weather on that series. Carrie?
All right, David, a little later on SportsCenter Coast to Coast, what drives DeAndre Hopkins to be one of the best in the NFL? How a life or death situation changed everything for him.
My mother always told me, don't talk about it, be about it.